Vino carries Clix, and Clix wouldn't even be able to place top 10 without him. Welcome to episode 3 of Fortnite Hot Takes, and in today's video we have a bunch of different crazy hot takes that you guys gave me from the last video. If you guys want to be featured in the next hot take video that I do, I might do these videos like once a week. Just comment down below your hot take. Make sure you include some in-depth reasoning with it as well. Don't just say like something super simple. Real quick before we get into all your guys hot takes though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, because we are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and get that YouTube plaque. You just go get out in the Fortnite item shop and support me even more. Without further ado though, let's get straight into this video. All right, so we gotta start off with the main hot take of the video, and it is that Vino carries Clix, and Clix wouldn't even be able to place top 10 without him. Now this is a very spicy one to start off with, and I just have to start off by saying I do not agree with this take at all. Clix literally got top 5 at FNCS 2 seasons ago with Epic Whale. Last season he did kind of struggle in FNCS Grand Finals, but Clix has just slowly been on the upward trajectory of placing good in FNCS Grand Finals. I feel like Clix is in like his fragging prime right now, and if you see some of his solo clutches and just the plays that he has been making recently, Vino is not carrying him at all. I think Vino perfectly complements his play style, and Vino is the type of player that Clix has been needing to play with. Let me know if you guys agree with this take in the comment section down below though. All right, this next take was actually the most liked one of the video, and it is that Batman, Bugha, and Rapid will win Grands because Peterbot and Pollo and Clix and Vino will grief each other for height. And if you watch one of my older videos, that's actually exactly what I said myself. But then I also got reminded that Peterbot and Pollo already have a LAN qualification spot, so they are like one of the only people that can like really grief for it. And I also said in the video that Clix and Vino are smart enough players and they know what they are trying to accomplish this season. So if griefing high ground is just not the play, and if they're not like placing good in games because height is so contested by Peterbot and Pollo and maybe other teams that are going for it as well, they are a smart enough team to not just continue to grief it. So I definitely think that if they are fighting on high ground, it will help Batman, Bugha, and Rapid a lot. But I don't think this is just going to be a thing where they're going for high ground and fighting every single game. Eventually one of them will give it up, or it just depends really on a certain situation that they are in and whether or not they think it is smart to go for height or not. You have to remember, these are some of the top pros on the region. They're not just going to grief potentially a LAN qualification spot and hundreds of thousands of dollars because they really just feel like it. If Clix and Vino win this NA FNCS, Vino will become the best player ever with 3 times FNCS wins, winning on 2 of the hardest regions, and winning on NA with Clix, which is not easy, and almost winning global championship in 2022, coming second. And he also won 6 out of 12 games with Queasy in grand finals a year ago. So first off, I don't know why Clix just catches strays for no reason right there, saying that it's not easy to win the grands with Clix. But the take that Vino will become the best player ever with only 3 FNCS wins, I don't really think is going to be the case, since you already have Tayson, who has like 5, I'm pretty sure, on the hardest region ever. Or if you go to Miro has 6, I'm pretty sure, as well as the LAN win. Or if it's Bugha, I think Bugha has 4, maybe 3, and he has the World Cup win. So I think Vino could go into that maybe like top 5 discussion, maybe a top 3 discussion, but I don't think you can say he's the best player ever just because he won on NA and EU. If he won the global championship in 2022, maybe we could have a top 3 debate, but I think at max, if Vino wins this FNCS, he goes into maybe like a top 4, maybe a top 5. All right, next we got Peterbot will become the GOAT of Fortnite and the face of Fortnite competitive. He's going to dominate NA Central for years and end with at least 11 plus FNCS wins, including this season. Now I promise you guys, this is not my alt account that commented this. I just saw this one and I thought it was crazy, simply because of the fact that you could definitely say that Peterbot will become the face of Fortnite competitive for the next couple years, especially after like Clix and stuff retires. I feel like Peterbot is definitely second place in line, and if he starts streaming more, I have no doubt that after Clix leaves, Peterbot could 100% be the next like face of NA Central and the face of like Fortnite competitive. But to say someone is going to finish with 11 plus FNCS wins is just absolutely insane. If Peterbot was able to finish his career with 4 or maybe even 5 FNCS wins, I think it would be a huge win for him, and that would be like amazing. But to say that he's going to get 2 times as many FNCS wins as someone with the most FNCS wins in Fortnite history is just crazy to even say in the first place. Let me know how many FNCS wins you guys think Peterbot is going to finish with in the comment section down below. I already said in one of my older videos, I think he could finish off with a max of like 6, and I think he's going to at minimum minimum have 4. All right, so we got a couple of different hot takes here, and we have the one that starts off by saying Vibin' Jivin would go crazy if his teammates were good. And I honestly don't really watch that much like Vibin' Jivin competitive gameplay, but I feel like he mainly just plays with like other content creators mainly, if I'm not wrong. Mainly more focused on just making like content out of the teammates that he plays with. But I mean, literally you can say that about almost like every single like decent player, that like if they have better teammates they would do better. So I feel like that one is kind of obvious. The next one says Clix and Vino are going to fluke heats and not even make grands. This one is just a dumb take to me. Clix and Vino literally won FNCS of week 1 finals, and they placed like top 3 or top 5, I'm pretty sure, in FNCS week 2 finals. They've also won a duo cash cup. They've proven that they can do good in set lobby finals lobbies. I don't see why they would fluke heats and not even be able to make grands, especially they're literally number 1 on the series points leaderboard right now. So if you think that Clix and Vino aren't even going to make grand finals, I mean, you're just going to be in for a big surprise, I guess. The next one says that squads should beat the competitive meta. This is another one that I just have to completely disagree with. Squads is basically just tarping simulator, and it's really like there's really not that much skill to squads. The heal offs in squads would be so boring to watch. If you're able to give 4 different people's medkits to one person, you could literally heal off for like 2 straight minutes. With Storm Sickness, I don't know the max amount of time, but every single game would go down to a heal off. Squads would be so boring to watch. From a viewer perspective, I don't think anybody would want squads. I think my favorite competitive meta by far is trios. And then the last one says there should be a mini zero build FNCS, and I don't really know what you mean by mini, if you mean like a lower price pool or just like a single season zero build FNCS. I mean, this one, it's like maybe, you know, because FNCS player count numbers are already pretty low. It would just make it even lower if there was a zero build FNCS as well. And I mean, if you have ever played a zero build tournament, you know how filled they are with cheaters. I just already know cheaters would absolutely take over a zero build FNCS. To me, honestly, you kind of just went 0 for 4 in your hot takes. But I mean, I appreciate the effort, and there is at least some good hot takes here to be able to talk about, but I just can't really agree with any of these. Mongraal and Mr. Savage will make the global championship. Now, this one at first, I honestly didn't like super agree with, but recently, if you've seen how much scrims Mongraal and Mr. Savage have been playing compared to basically every single other pro that has been on this 2-week break so far, it is kind of insane. This team has literally been playing scrims like 8 hours a day, every single day. And if you look at like a lot of the other big pros, they've been playing things like ESL. Clix has been going on like vacation, doing IRL streams in like LA and things like that. So I'm not saying like all these pros are going to come back washed or anything, but you can really see how much Mongraal and Mr. Savage want to do well. And if they're able to make grand finals, they're going to need to get probably around like the top 12 to top 13 to be able to make global championship. I'm pretty sure the one season that they made grands on EU, they placed like 35th or something like that. But if they're able to get an uncontested drop spot, I feel like their ceiling is maybe like a top 15. They might be able to push into the top 10, but that would just be so difficult to do, especially if they're going to be streaming. I mean, obviously we all do want to see Mongraal and Mr. Savage be able to make the global championship, but doing that in one of the hardest seasons of all time is going to be so very difficult. So for this one, I also think I'm gonna have to disagree with. I mean, I hope they're able to make globals just because of for the content perspective, that would be so hyped to see. But for an FNCS that is probably the most stacked FNCS of all time, we literally have 3 of the best players of all time all in the same region right now playing. It would be very surprising, but I mean, it definitely is doable, I guess you could say. All right, this next one is honestly a very good one. It says, my hot take is Mongraal is probably going to quit next season if he doesn't qualify for grands and if Mr. Savage will drop him. Now, honestly, as of right now, I feel like the only way that Mongraal will quit is if he's either not enjoying competitive or, like you said, if Mr. Savage drops him, but only because I don't really know who else Mongraal would be able to play with and be able to have fun and competitive with if Mr. Savage does drop him, because obviously, like, Mongraal really has nothing left to prove in this game. His legacy is basically already cemented, and if Mr. Savage drops him, I don't really think he has any reason to continue playing the game. But as of right now, it just doesn't really look like Mr. Savage wants to play with anybody except for Mongraal, and for how good all of their content has been doing, for all of these storylines, and just for the overall fun aspect, like they've literally lived together for months now, and they seem to be like best friends with each other. So I mean, if next season isn't duos, and you guys have to remember, if they don't qualify for this FNCS Grand Finals, the next FNCS isn't until January. So I could definitely see either Mongraal or Mr. Savage going on like a huge break until next FNCS season comes up. But for the thing with like Mongraal quitting, if he really is enjoying the game, he might just play it more on like a casual basis instead of like an FNCS and competitive basis if Mr. Savage does drop him. But Mongraal quitting again is always a possibility, and he is kind of just on like borrowed time right now since he already did retire once. There is no one saying that he wouldn't be able to just retire again. All right, this final one is a little bit of a longer one, but it says Batman, Bugha, and Rapid Rapid will fall under the pressure of Grands. They haven't been able to prove themselves in a grand finals. They will still be able to make land, but they will come anywhere between top 5 and top 10. Also, Miro and Pink will not make land. Miro has had a lot of unfortunate events leading to him not being able to grind, so that is understandable. So there is a lot of different things here, and the first off one, Batman Booga and Rapid haven't had any good grand finals experience yet, and that is just completely wrong. They've literally finished 8th place in FNCS grand finals and have made Copenhagen and played at a LAN event already. That one you just need to do a little bit more research. Right? For the Miro and Pink one, I could definitely see this one being a possibility, especially after Miro did kind of struggle last season playing with Dukes. I'm pretty sure they finished in the top 20, maybe the top 15, and so far this season they have slowly been improving. They do a lot better in the FNCS qualifiers instead of the Cash Cups, and Miro has been going through a lot of different things recently, but you guys already know that Miro already turns up a lot more in FNCS compared to the regular season of Fortnite, and Pink is obviously a very good player as well. I feel like if both of these players lock in, they could 100% secure a top 10 spot in grand finals to be able to qualify for the LAN event. This is one of the bigger name teams though that I feel like could definitely miss the LAN event, not because they're bad or anything, but just because of how many stacked teams are on the region. Other than that though, that is pretty much all for today's video. Let me know which one of these hot takes you guys agree with, as well as which ones you disagree with. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, because we are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. YouTube says that you guys will enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen now, so if you want to continue to watch my content, just click one of these videos on the screen. You just go get out in the Fortnite item shop. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.